Hey guys, it's Pauline, and today I will be showing you how I did my student visa in a span of 6 months. So basically, I am only 18 years old and I am here right now in London, Ontario. So I have been in Canada for about 1 month and 2 weeks, I think, because I moved here around January 1st. No, I actually flew here December 31, New Year's Eve. There was so many complications regarding my flight details a week before I was supposed to leave. Nagka-problema ako sa Cathay Pacific and basically they canceled my flight last minute before I had to fly here, and I had to book another ticket with Korean Air, and thank God Korean Air is such a nice and accommodating airline. So basically I had to fly alone on New Year's Eve. My parents dropped me off at the airport with my boyfriend before New Year's, basically exactly before New Year's. It was December 31 around 9 p.m. because my flight was January 1, 12:35 a.m. So eksaktong New Year. So it was a really sad and emotional moment for me, especially being away from my parents and all of that, and at such a young age that I decided to fly here by myself. So yeah, so let's talk about my visa. So I started my visa application at May 1, 2021. So in the first week of my processing and everything, I did a lot of research, and basically what I had research on is I needed to find the place. Thankfully, because my grandmother lives here in London, Ontario, and she was offering me a free housing and lodging, and it was a really, really great opportunity for me, so I took it. I was actually still in high school that time. I was in grade 12 taking accounting business management for my senior high school, and so basically I was not yet graduating. I was looking for schools around here in London, Ontario, and I was looking for this designated learning institutions that offers a postgraduate work permit. So you can see all of this in the IRCC website.
So this website link will be available on a description box below. So basically you just go at the very bottom of the site and choose the province where you are planning to stay. In my case, I chose Ontario and I just typed in the search bar the name of my school. And as you can see, my school, Fanshawe College, offers a postgraduate work permit after I have graduated.
It was easier for me to lodge my visa as soon as possible, like in a time frame of 6 months, is because I did not take the IELTS or the TOEFL exam. Because my school, Fanshawe College, they actually don't require, if you're a Filipino, you have a Philippine passport, apparently I do not need to take the IELTS exam. So basically, it was a fast process for me, and I didn't need to set up an interview. I didn't need to set up an appointment to take my exam and all of that, so scratch that. Just a disclaimer, I am sharing information based on my own experience. It could be different for other people, especially with the situation of the IELTS and a TOEFL exam. A lot of schools here they actually require IELTS. So once I have chosen my school, I actually set up an appointment with the IDP. IDP is actually, for what I know, is actually where you take the IELTS exam. But I set up an appointment with them and I reached out to them for help with my application for the school. To confirm, IDP is not an visa agency that will help you with your student visa, but they will help you apply for your college, your chosen college or school. So I reached out to them, made an appointment, and I have my agent, Miss Alma, and she was the one who applied for me with all the student application process for the college itself. So again, this is only for the college itself, not for the actual visa, because they don't actually handle the visa. Step 1 of this student visa application process, you will need a letter of acceptance. So basically, you need an admissions letter from your school, so where you're gonna study in Canada. So the documents that she was asking me to send that she will send out to Fanshawe directly, she asked for my high school transcript, my high school diploma, my grade 12 grades, because I was in grade 12 that time. So I remember I sent out form 137 and 138. So since I am graduating high school, it was easier for me since I had to do this to last year, like a year before, because I was also applying for colleges in the Philippines because I really didn't plan on moving to Canada. It was just like a sudden opportunity that I just took. So I sent her all of my documents. I emailed it to her around May 25, 2021. And she sent it directly to Fanshawe. What the best thing was, there is actually an admissions fee, and since Miss Alma applied for me, I actually did not pay any admissions fee or application fee. So June 8th was the day I got an email from Miss Alma and I got my conditional acceptance letter. So basically, it's a letter of acceptance that I got accepted in school, but there are things that I still needed to send out since, again, I was still not yet a graduate from my high school since I was still in high school during my application process. They needed my high school diploma, and it kind of took some time for the school to actually give it out to me since I wasn't graduated yet. So basically, for 3 months before I launched my visa, I was just gathering documents and all of that. I needed all of my grades, all of my high school diploma, all of my school stuff. So it was a really tough time for me because, again, I had just graduated. So all of the things that I needed to send out to my college hasn't been sent out to me yet. So like my grades weren't released yet from my high school. It took a long time. That's why my conditional letter, I asked them if I could extend it. Because once you receive your conditional letter, you actually have to pay 2,300 CAD, like as a down payment. Oh, my hair. Yeah. I had to pay 2,300 CAD as a down payment in order to confirm my slot in that school. So that down payment, as we all know, it will be subs. I forgot the term. Basta yung down payment na yun, mamaminus naman siya sa first sem tuition fee mo. And if you don't actually get accepted, hopefully not, if you don't get accepted, if your student visa got disapproved, your down payment, from what I remember, will be refunded to you. So I had no problems with that. I didn't encounter anything of that kasi I got accepted naman. So basically yon. That is also, it is important that your letter of acceptance is an unconditional letter of acceptance, meaning paid na siya, paid na yung down payment, lahat ng requirements mo na send out na sa school. So basically, yeah, that is one of the requirements in applying for a student visa. I lodged my visa September 1st, 2021. So what did I do during June, July, August? Actually, yun nga, I was fixing my school stuff. I had to gather all of my documents before sending it out. It took a lot of time, a lot of appointments, and again, pandemic, guys. So if I were you, set up your appointment as soon as possible. And I remember during that time kasi there were so many things happening, like puro lockdowns. So sobrang nahirapan ako mag-set up ng appointment. The first thing that I did is renew my passport. My passport was gonna be expiring June 2022. And I know that if I did not renew it in the Philippines, it's gonna be really, really hard to renew it here in Canada since like I'm just new and everything. So I don't want to go through all of that. So you want to make sure that your passport is renewed or matagal pa yung expiration date because you don't want to go through the hassle of, you're just adjusting here and you have to think of stressing out about your passport and all of that. So I suggest to set up an early appointment on your passport. Thankfully, I found a slot at July 29, 2021 around 9 a.m. at Las Piñas City. So I had to go to Las Piñas pa. Kailangan ko pa lumakbay doon para ma-renew lang yung passport ko. And thankfully, the process was smooth and I got my passport within 2 weeks. So there's actually 2 ways of applying online for your student visa. Based on my experience, I took the regular stream. So basically, I had to pay my first semester and my first semester's tuition fee, and I also have to show a proof of funds. So dun medyo nahirapan ako at medyo natagalan kasi I needed to gather as much financial documents as I could. So basically, if you're a student like me, you will be using your parents or your guardian's financial documents. So basically, you need proof of funds from what I know, because you can also check it in the IRCC website, you need to have at least 1 year worth of living expenses and 1 year worth of tuition fee worth of proof of funds. So I think that's about 2 to 3 million pesos as an estimate. So for the student application regular stream, you would need your transcription of records, diploma, passport page, birth certificate, passport photos, letter of acceptance, unconditional letter of acceptance. So basically, dapat bayad na yun kung magkano yung down payment nyo. Tapos, lahat ng requirements yun na send out nyo na sa school, NBI clearance, and resume. I did my NBI clearance around August. So I took it all because I know that it would be needed in the IRCC website. So the study plan is basically what your plan is after you study, what your plan is on why you want to study in Canada, why do you want to specifically study in that school, and what is your plan after studying. So for my study plan, since I have a business in the Philippines, I showed them my business and I told them, this is a summary na study plan ko, sinabi ko na I will go back to the Philippines and I will apply all of the knowledge I've learned in my college and go back to the Philippines and grow back to my business. So in your study plan, this is where it's all going to be based off. You have to make sure and you have to show, you have to convince the immigration officers that you will go home right after your program ends. So for my study plan, I have here my NBI clearance, my high school diploma, my travel stamp. So if you have traveled for the last 5 years, take a photo of that passport and place it all in one Word document. So basically, that's where I did everything. I also showed proof of payment receipt tuition fee this is basically my first semester. So basically, again, once you're applying for your student permit and if you're taking regular stream, you have to show proof that you already paid 1 semester. So once you have gathered all of your documents, what you need to do next is lodge your visa at the IRCC website. So basically, in the IRCC website, you have to make your GC key account.
So type in ircc.canada.ca. And on the main page, you'll scroll down and select sign in or create an account. Just choose the option below option 1 to register for an account. So once you have registered for a GCE account, you can see the list of documents needed to be submitted. So for the application forms, you would need to fill out the application for study permit made outside of Canada. So it's a PDF file that you just need to download on your computer and fill it out. So here's the instructions. So you just click the question mark for the instructions and it will show you what file or what type of application that you need to download so that you can open up the PDF files. So as you can see, for the supporting documents, these are the documents needed. So you will need a letter of acceptance. This is your letter of admission. So I just sent mine. I uploaded my PDF file. You will need your passport page, and this is for the proof of means of financial support. This is basically your proof of funds. And as for the instructions, these are the documents that you would need to place in the Word file. So for the digital photo, I used my passport photo ID. I just took one and it's like basically 2x2 photo that is scanned and you just need to upload that. And for the family information, this is another PDF file that you need to download on your computer. So here's another form that you need to download. So this is another application for temporary resident visa made outside Canada. And next is the study plan. So this is where you will upload your study plan and make sure it is in a PDF file. If the file is too big, you can just PDF compress it. And last is the evidence of work requirement in study. So I have my co-op work term, so I just placed like a screenshot of my photo in my letter of acceptance. So down below, it would show the optional documents and how much is the total fee. So it is $235 and I used my credit card to pay for this. So once you have already paid for your visa, this is the next step.
So down below, you can see your visa status. So the first email message that you will receive about your application is the confirmation of online transmission. So as you can see, once I paid for my visa, it will give me an online confirmation, which I had on September 1st. And on the very next day, I got my biometrics collection letter. So I just set up an appointment for that, and a medical report. This is like the report I got for my medical exam, September 20. October 6, that is when I got my correspondence letter and my passport request letter. So this is when I found out that I got my visa approved. And lastly, a correspondence letter is when your visa has been stamped already on your passport. So once you're done with the medical, the waiting time begins. So the medical actually took me a lot of time too. So I remember I had my medical at September 16. And then my medical report was just reflected at my IRCC website. So basically kasi, yung St. Luke's na mismo magbibigay sa IRCC website ng form, but you also have to email it to the IRCC.
Hi guys, it's currently 9:15 a.m. and today is September 9, 2021. Okay, so this is gonna be like my Canada journey series. So yeah, I'll be posting this once I finally get my visa, hopefully, hoping for the best and just staying positive. So right now we are on the way to Makati to get my biometrics. So if in case you're wondering what I'm gonna bring, you're supposed to bring your passport, the biometrics instructional letter, and then the appointment letter as well. So right now I'm with my dad. He's actually driving to go there. And I'm wearing like a normal polo, and then my jeans, and then shoes. So bad. And I just finished with the cashier thing, so now I'm gonna go to the 5th floor to pay for this, and I have to do an X-ray, a lab, and some other stuff. So apparently I have to pay an extra $625 for another test that they're doing. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Ate!
Mabilis lang yan.
Wag mo din yan, wag mo. Wag kang tumingin. Sigaw ka lang.
So I'm done with my medical.
Show it.
Guys,
Once you were done with your medical, you then wait for a response if you got accepted or not. So October 6, 2021, I got an email from the IRCC.
Oh, okay, exciting. So she's about to find out whether or not her application got accepted for Canada.
now my visa.
You're going to Canada.
Thank you so much guys for watching. If you have any more questions, just go check my social media down below and just DM me. I'll do my best to reply to you guys. But I do check your messages, and if I see that a lot of you have the same question, I will make a Q&A video to answer your questions in another video as soon as possible. So stay safe guys, and I hope that you will achieve your Canadian dream.